Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is June 1st, 2021. This is episode 314. Sonjaversal is what we're looking at today. This is issue number 1 coming out from Dynamite. It is rated teen plus, I think mainly because a little bit of language and a lot of bikinis. That's the only thing I can think of in this. There's really nothing really gory or anything else sexual besides some bikinis. But on the cover here, we got a nice angle, so that gives us a little bit of dynamic movement. The women that you all see pictured here are all different kinds of Sonjas. We've got Red Sonja front and center, of course. I'm not sure what some of these other ones are, but we've got, I know there's like a blue Sonja, a green Sonja, an orange Sonja, a purple Sonja, and then some variants of other Sonjas that I can't recall at the top of my head, like punk Sonja. I don't know. But anyway, this is a not recommend, unfortunately. I had heard that this was pretty good. I didn't care for it a bit. It says it's issue 1, but it reads more like issue 11. I had like no idea what was going on. Let's take a look to see who's working on this. We have Christopher Hastings as the writer, Pasquale Qualano and Jordi Perez as the artist, and Mike Diaz as the colorist. The letterer is Hassan Otsmain El Hua. Okay, and Jae Lee did the cover. The covers have been on all the regular Sonjaversals. This actually started like 4 months ago. Are all been done by Jae Lee. Now they've got a slew of variant covers, though, including cosplay covers that I think are selling pretty well. But in this case, you're buying, at least in my opinion, you're buying this because of the cover, not because of the content, unfortunately. And I really like Red Sonja. She's my go-to girl, pretty much, on these things. So let's get going on this little place. Another place, a different time. And we have Purple Sonja, I think, but I could be wrong. It might be the evil god. I'm just not sure. I thought maybe these were, I checked it out to see if there was some other time or other arc that introduced all these characters, but there isn't. But apparently Purple Sonja has come up against this, and I believe this is the evil god up here. And I guess it's present time in like New York or something. I'm not quite sure what was going on. But this evil god's able to turn into this dinosaur and kind of attack. And then we get the chapter 1, Sonjaversal. And I didn't love the art in here. Just wasn't my cup of tea. Now then we have a modern version of Sonja, but this is Orange Sonja. And she's got kind of a more modern look to her bikini armor. I don't know what else to call it. And she is, I can't even remember. I guess she's helping out the Purple Sonja together. And look at the face on this guy. It's like the men in here are just, they're just either jerks or they're just really skittish. And you can see this one guy's hanging out there. But this whole thing just made very little sense to me going through it. Vampirella versus Purgatoria, issue 1. And you can see all the variants on this. So this came out like 4 months ago. Now we get a close-up of the evil god that all the Sonjas have been interacting with, I guess. I'm not quite sure. And she's rampaging with this dinosaur. It's with the colorists, too. It was hard to tell exactly what was going on, which Sonja I was looking at. It just was a really tough read. She is, I guess, told to go find Red Sonja after, and I guess that's the evil god, but I'm not sure. Maybe this is the evil god. I just don't know. It just was totally baffling. And this took me a little bit to this picture here. It's actually a man that is passed away, and they're going to have a funeral for him. But I had to read like 3 pages in and come back and take another look at that to really realize what was going on. So you have the lamentations of the women, and the men are having their wake, and we got this guy coming on strong to Sonja after she's already put down the shorter statue man a little bit, just saying that he is the last decent man that she's ever known, the one that they're going to bury. So she beats up this guy that propositions her and storms off. She says, I don't want to see the funeral. I've already said my goodbyes. We have Red Sonja 25, and then more variant covers. This is variant cover. It's complete. So she storms off, unknowing that Orange Sonja is now following her. And then we get these flashbacks that are kind of stuck in here for Orange Sonja that don't make any sense, in my opinion. I really can't tell what's going on. And I guess she has glowing eyes. I'm kind of baffled by the whole thing. So it's kind of going back and forth to some of her memories. Here you go. Here's Orange Sonja with the guy that's like, oh no, I'm being stolen by a brute. Just not fun. So the Red Sonja, Orange Sonja battle it out, and then we have another flashback, and I still don't know who's who in this thing. It is just ridiculously hard to follow, and it's to be continued as Orange Sonja hangs by the cliff, and Red Sonja wants questions answered. They both have questions. But apparently, I was kind of read the synopsis for this, and the evil god is asking all the Sonjas to fight each other. So it's almost kind of like a Highlander story, I guess. But it's just really hard to follow. Okay, so it is a not recommend, unfortunately. I really like Sonjaversal, and when I heard this was a good story, I jumped back in time to get this issue. Okay, Ian Fleming's James Bond, Agent of Spectre. I am recommending this. This says issue 1, but I think we've gone through 3 issues now. So this is 4 months old, remember. Deja Thoris, Winter's End. Red Sonja, The Superpowers, issue 3. It's probably on issue 6 or 7 now. Vampirella, The Dark Powers, issue 4. And then you get the cover gallery. And this came out way back in, I believe, February. So it's been a little bit of time past. I think the 4th one just came out. And there's some more of the covers. You can just see there's just tons and tons of covers for this thing. So that is my review of Sonjaversal. Can't recommend it. Does not get the Indie Comics Jones Good Excavating seal of approval. It's going right back to the store and to be sold off. But thank you for stopping by and listening to my review. As always, please like, please subscribe if you haven't. Please leave comments. Love to hear from you. And we'll see you next time at the Temple of Tomes. As always, this is Indie Comics Jones bidding you adieu.